Come on, come on, come on. There it is. Woo! Welcome to week 5 of the Bulgarian method for powerlifting. As you just watched, that was probably the biggest grind I've ever had on a squat in my life, but I ended up getting it, so I'm happy to have that 545 as a new PR. After that, my elbows weren't feeling too well, so I only worked up to 320 for bench, and that was pretty much how the next 2 days went. My elbow pain was really bad, especially on this day with the 495 for squat, and it didn't really affect my bench that day, but it was extremely painful during the squat, and I was still able to go for the 325 on bench, but it was still like my bench hasn't felt good since I've had this elbow pain. I originally thought the pain was from my wrist flexors or my tricep, because that's where the pain was, on the inside of my elbow when my hand is supinated. Since that's where the pain was, that's where I imagined the tightness was, and so I looked up a few things, and having your wrist bent back for a squat can exacerbate that, which I just switched to, but it wasn't making it any worse than it already was from anything else. And I was noticing that it was becoming more exacerbated when I was doing curls and chin-ups. So I was looking it up again later on, and I was able to find more info about elbow pains, because there are so many muscles and tendons going through the elbow that elbow pain could be caused by a lot of things, especially if you're doing powerlifting. So what I found was, for me, the tightness was my bicep tendon was extremely inflamed. I had tendonitis, and so I started working on massaging that out really deeply, and it was extremely painful, at which I knew showed that that's where the pain was coming from. So this day that you're watching now is the first day that I learned that. So I had been massaging it earlier in the day, and my elbow was feeling a lot better that day. Not 100%, but definitely a lot better. And from that day on, it's been continually getting better, and I feel like I'm back to about 100% on my elbow now. It was a little baffling to me that the bicep tendon was the one that was extremely tight and causing my elbow pain. Especially, it was easy to tell whenever I was doing the curls and the chin-ups, and so I took those out up through my meet that's going to be on August 13th. So I'm taking those out until then to let my bicep tendon recover, and then I'll start hitting them harder. That way my bicep won't be as weak compared to my triceps, and I think that's the reason that there was such tightness there, because my bicep is so imbalanced compared to my triceps. In addition to taking out the bicep accessories that I've been doing, I also started doing back offsets for bench, because my bench hasn't made much progress pretty much the whole time I've done this. I've went from 336 to 340 the first or second week, and since then I haven't made any actual progress in it. So I decided to add the extra volume in, like the program says, and hope to see some progress before the meet comes up at least. This week was a little discouraging because I couldn't really make good progress with all the elbow pain and hand pain I had. So now that I've fixed that, I'm hoping that this next coming up week will be a lot more exciting, and I can at least hit, on average, higher numbers. I was pretty consistently hitting 515, 525 in here, which it's good to have average days, and there's always going to be good and bad days, but I obviously prefer to have way more good days than bad days. And really, compared to when I started, my max was 529, so if I'm hitting 525 half the days on average, then that's a pretty good progress. If I can hit almost my max before this program started about every day. So I suppose the mainly discouraging part is just the bench, which hopefully we'll start seeing more progress now. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. I hope everyone will come back and see how the last few weeks go before my meet, which is on August 13th at Lincoln, Nebraska.